What is up, guys? It is 5:01 a.m. here in San Luis Obispo, California, day 3 at the running event. And this morning, we are going to get some miles in with our friend. Let's take a look outside. Nothing yet. We beat the sunrise, but we're going to get some miles in with our friend, Matt Klein. You might know him as Matt from Doctors of Running. Now, it turns out Matt is a real sicko like me. He loves running. He loves getting in the miles. He runs most of his miles with the stroller. He actually told me he runs more than 2,000 miles, or he has run more than the last 2,000 miles with the stroller. So we're going to lace up probably the SC Trainer V3. They gave us both a pair of these, and we're going to get some miles in, chat, and put in the work. So this is going to be a fun one, guys. Let's get into it. So plan is to head out in 30. I want to see if I can grab some hotel coffee, do a little quick shower, and then get ready to go here. Alright, so we need to pick out some clothes here. I think we've got to go supwell shirt, of course. Boom. And little John G shorts. I think that's a good combo right there. Little John G shorts. I think am I running low on socks? No, I have a few. I think we'll do these little red socks. And then we are going on a trail run later today. I don't really review that many trail shoes, so I'm going to run some Saucony trail shoes for that. And then they want us to wear this Running Warehouse stuff with the rabbit. And the thing is, they want us to wear all this merch and apparel. You don't need to buy expensive apparel to run. You didn't hear that from me, guys. Alright, I'm going to grab some coffee. Are the hotel lights out? This is super sketch. Oh, there we go. I'll see you at the elevator. I don't mind because it's fine using the stairs, but the elevator in our hotel went out of order. I feel like that's a bad vibe. It's not what you want. Alright, yesterday I went with the Dakota roast, the bold and full body with the subtle note of rich cocoa. This morning, we're going with the French roast. Deep flavors and intense aromas in a full-bodied brew. And I'm telling you guys, this is like what the shoe companies do. There's no difference between those two descriptions. It's like trying to decide between the 1080 and the More V5. It's hard and it makes no sense. I was going to shower, but I showered last night, so that just seems a little bit reckless. A little bit reckless and wasteful. Alright, and this is my breakfast. I took this from the Running Warehouse HQ. Feels a little early to slam an everything bagel with some guacamole. Keep refrigerated. I did not keep this refrigerated, so I think we're just gonna go for it. So I'm gonna eat this, get the clothes on, and then we have 15 minutes. Matt and I's rooms are right next to each other, and then we'll get into it. He's going to drive us down to the running location. Alright, 5:23. I'm going to lace up my shoes. So we're going to be rocking the SC Trainer V3 this morning. I actually had these on all day yesterday. I was that complete clown who was wearing a plated shoe around town. Went to the farmer's market last night and was wearing these because I thought I was going to do a second run, and then I ended up just never doing that second run. So I was wearing the SC Trainer V3, and it was decently comfortable. By the end of the day, I definitely felt like it was a little stiff to be wearing casually, but you got a thick stack of foam, very protective. My biggest surprise with it so far, it is not a super soft shoe. Even feels a little bit, maybe because it's a taller stack of foam, feels a little bit firmer than the Rebel, which it's supposed to have the same foam as that. So let's lace these up, and then we can go see our boy Matt. Alright, lacing up the SC Trainer V3 for a run with the Matt this morning. I think we're going to do probably 8 to 10 miles. I actually have no idea where we're going. They have the stroller with them. Shout out to Matt putting in work with the stroller. His wife is actually a professional runner, or used to be a professional runner, so absolute savage. Both of them are absolute savages. He just defended his PhD, and she's a 2:42 marathoner and competes in ultras and is podiumed in a bunch of ultras. So this is going to be a fun one. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to keep up this morning. We got the SC Trainer V3 on here. Max Stack Plated Beast. This thing's an absolute tank so far. And it is 5:29, so we gotta go. So he's in the room next door. I was all worried about being late, so I'm glad I'm not late. I'm usually the one who's after. What's up, guys? Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Dude, I got sunburned pretty bad yesterday.
Oh man.
I'm assuming it's from the mile just being out there. I have extra shorts, and I have actually even more shorts. Yes, I have the rabbit top.
Is that the Urban Glide?
It is the Urban Glide 3.
The famed Urban Glide. It just looks so smooth.
It is really smooth. The only challenge is that it cannot do trail to save its life. So that's what I like. The guava is a little punkier,
Yeah.
it's a little heavier, but it can do trail really well. This one, way faster, way smoother, but yeah. Regina, are we on the right floor?
Oh no, it was that way. Sorry about that.
So, the beach is about 10-ish minutes away. There's a couple places on the way down there. If you guys can look and tell me what, spot to go to specifically, let me know.
Man, it's a little chilly out here, huh?
I'm enjoying this, the break from the heat. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, for sure. Even down where you guys it's hot.
Yeah, it's been hitting like hundreds, most, like upper 90s every day.
That is brutal.
Winters in Southern California are great. They're like, you get a little colder, gets into the 40s, 50s maybe, like as a low, and then it's like 50s, 60s-ish in the afternoon. But summers can be brutal.
Yeah.
Although we can't complain because we don't get the humidity that other states do. All right, Regina, you're gonna ride it in the back with Isabella? Okay. Isabella.
Collapse is pretty compact, huh?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I also extra thought to carry.
You already know the crying already.
Yeah, exactly.
This is your third one, so
It's not
not new.
not new.
Beach, but
Cool. The
so
Bluffs
not
trailhead.
specifically. Regina, she's gonna need to eat first. We should be fine time-wise because they're gonna leave at like 7:30 and probably won't really do anything until 8 o'clock. So we have time. Yeah. So how many miles did you want, by the way?
As many as we can get.
Okay.
I mean.
Is there a certain pace you have to hit or anything?
No. I'd be happy with 4 miles. I'd be happy with 10 miles, whatever, just to hang out with you guys.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Are you training for anything?
I have Chicago Marathon coming up. I haven't really started getting serious about it.
It's
But
coming up though in October.
yeah, that's like 12 weeks, 10 weeks. So once I get back from this, that'll be when I start. But
you good enough base.
Exactly. I keep my base pretty high, and I'll run 20 to 22 milers every weekend. So I think all I really need is probably 10 weeks of race specific.
I remember it was one day.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like them? Did you hate them?
I like them actually, because when I was training for the Ochos team, I was do 20 on Saturday and then 20 the next day.
That's so serious. Let me look at Strava. I wonder if that would give us a better. Let me see.
Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo to me feel like very like small towns. There's still like a good number of people in them despite the really small town feel. And I guess where I grew up, it's weird because it feels like there's a lot of open space.
Yeah.
In Oregon, there's not as much of that just because you have so many trees. Like, things feel kind of like, yeah, you know it's open, but it's, I don't know how to describe it, like almost like sheltered. Our flight was so short, it was like 50 minutes from LAX, and we start descending, and I'm like, are we crashing? Like, we're flying really low, and then we just landed. I'm like, that's it? Like that? Oh, okay. This is pretty classic for like more coastal cities, like just the densest fog.
In the mornings usually.
Yeah, in the morning, and then it'll be totally clear in a couple, like an hour or two. I wish I knew enough meteorology to understand why. Our podcast was interesting because I was very ready to go get at Joe, because Connor had warned me and said like, oh, he's gonna do all this stuff with carbon plates.
Yeah.
And so I was joking with Lisa, I was like, I just did a dissertation where I got very aggressive with my advisors because I knew the content so well after 5 years. When they were asking me, only one of them actually one of the 5 that, so the way you do a dissertation is you give a general presentation for 45 minutes-ish to the general public. The general public is dismissed, and then your advisors and committee members are still there, and they can ask you whatever they want for 2 to 3 hours.
Oh my goodness.
And I was pretty nervous about that because during my halfway point, called my prospectus defense, or like before I started my actual research, they were really aggressive, and I came away like there's no way I passed. This one, I was nervous for that, but it was the opposite, where they asked me questions and I knew they didn't know what they were talking about, and I was like, "This is how biomechanics research is
Dude,
done."
that's when you know you're a real doctor.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, I have lived and breathed this. Like, this is what and so
Yeah.
I got very aggressive, and I had to really back off. Don't be.
But so is Joe pro or anti-carbon?
You know, I guess I kind of assumed that he was going to be very anti-carbon, but we actually had a much better conversation, and which is kind of classic for me, like as I'm talking, started thinking about stuff. And he did bring up that there was this guy he knows that has some initial data on carbon plates and potentially an increased risk of stress fractures, which there is one study. It's like a case series, which means that they pull a couple different people together. It is not a control. There's it's kind of like you're like, hey, this is a thing kind of research, not like we cannot draw conclusions from it, because it's just like look at me. But he did semi-reference it, and I did make that comment, but it was a much more these actually have a place. I don't think it, because I threw the question back at him, he was asking us about carbon plates, and obviously the answer is I think a lot of people probably overutilize them, especially.
But then what's the ratio, or what's the ideal mix?
Yeah,
right?
I don't have a
the way I've
answer.
been thinking about it is, I'm sure you're the one who I've learned this from, I think, but the rotation theory of drops.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's the same thing with all types of shoes now, because back when that study was done with drops, that was the main variable.
Yes.
And now you have rocker, softness of foam, plates, non-plates. And so my thought is, if you're gonna get the Hoka Skyward X and have that as your daily trainer, just get the Rebel V4 next few months after that, and have that be your daily trainer. Even if you're running a plate every day for 3 months, maybe for the next 6 months, switch it up. Right.
That makes sense.
Is there any research to support that?
I mean, the only research, that's actually, I feel like Malazzo's research on the shoe rotation is probably the best thing to support that with, which is really the only thing we have. The more rotation you have, probably the more resilient you are to injury. I just think, I think that rotation's important, as opposed to some people who are training them all the time. And what he talked about is all these elite runners who are getting these stress fractures, and then what the similarity between them is they just run them every day, and they're doing it because they want to get a hard workout in every day. And so I think some of the bone stress injuries we're seeing are less about the fact that they're using carbon. It's more about the fact that they're using super shoes every day and running hard every day instead of actually recovering, because your body feels better afterwards. And while we were talking about this, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if there is an increased risk of bone stress injuries, because when you run really hard, these super shoes are going to make your muscles feel better because it makes you more efficient. Your muscles don't have to work as hard for the same effort, so you can recover better. The tissue that doesn't recover faster is your bone. And the episode I did with Rich Willie blew my mind when we were talking about that. The harder you run, the more stress you have on your bone. And you won't feel that until you have a stress fracture.
Interesting.
So I'm wondering if there might be something to the fact that some people are going to get more bone stress injuries because they're not doing the hard, easy stuff. Oh wait, it continues onward. Hold on. I think.
Oh, parking. Yeah.
And so it actually became more of a collaboration. I realized I didn't get at him so much. I kind of realized, oh, there might be a reason for this. But the key is, just because you have these things that make you feel better doesn't necessarily mean you can run hard all the time. The whole run easy, run hard recovery thing still very much applies, and we have to be careful of tools that make you feel like falsely better, because I think your muscles might feel better.
Yeah.
I don't know if your bones do, and those have to take a little longer to recover.
Super interesting.
So it's very interesting. I don't have any necessarily evidence yet to back that up directly to super shoes, but I wouldn't even know how to measure that. Like, how do you measure like bone density? Like, you have to get like a bone scan, like before and after. I don't know. You two okay?
Is that your go-to shoe?
Not really. I'm only wearing them because I was trying to offload a little pressure off my forefoot, which is not painful. It just made me a little nervous, but this doesn't look too terrible.
I'm gonna look at the map.
Do you have all trails there?
I have, I did have all trails up, but I'm looking at Strava now. And clearly a lot of people run here. Shell Beach Bluff Trail. Well-maintained paved trail in a beautiful seaside neighborhood overlooking the ocean.
Okay. Then we are probably good to go.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah, go for it.
Stuff just to get out of the way. It's only a mile, but it looks like we can just come back here or go out past on the other side.
Look how pretty it is.
Water. Regina, do you need anything else?
Just my phone.
I already got it.
Yeah, I do not think it's paved, but on the other side. But I think we can pop out here.
Smooth? Does it look like smooth?
Yeah,
trail?
it does.
Okay.
What are you running in today?
Oh, he buys all my shoes for me.
She gets mad initially because I
was
go
the-
buy all the sale stuff, and then
Ride
she's like, "Oh, this is
16?
actually pretty solid." I was like, "Yeah, it's a great shoe."
Yeah, because I used to be sponsored by Solomon, so like I used to just wear
Beast.
Solomon. Now he buys me all these other brands,
Yeah.
so I'm like new with all the other brands.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite right now?
I like the Nike for the main race, right? This is the
Vaporfly.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, I love those. And then with Solomon, I get a 50% discount,
Oh,
so I
sweet.
just get all my shoes from
Yeah.
there.
Did you try the Spectre, the S-Lab Spectre?
Yes, you did, and you ripped through it in like 40, 50 miles.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
Like,
crazy.
ironically, actually, this is the first time I'm going to say this out loud. You have the same heel tearing that I do, and I just realized
Yeah.
this. And that
Yeah,
did
I have
not
that.
used to be the case, actually, because you used to be the heavy forefoot striker and would rip through an outsole, and then I don't know if it was the outsole or doing ultras or if it was pregnancy, but your gait has
Maybe it
changed.
was both.
That's funny.
Yeah, just real. Yeah, have you tried the Spectre?
I loved it, dude. I loved it.
Yeah, it just didn't last for all.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, I actually really liked it. People were mad because because of what they said it was for. But
Because it's supposed to be like was it supposed to be a racer?
a 3:30 marathon racer.
And people were offended by that, or just annoyed?
Yep, both. Like people that care about that stuff.
Oh, that would be very helpful to let you put your backpack on.
No, people will absolutely love that. I highly recommend it. It's like really easy to use, simple, but it gets the job done, and the quality is pretty good too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Make me do the work.
Yeah, I carry her. You do that.
That's fair.
Oh,
Oh wow, let's not put a blanket on her.
it is chilly.
Regina's the only one smart enough to bring a jacket.
Yeah.
I was like, why would I need a jacket? It's summer in San Luis Obispo. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, man, I'm surprised at these so far. I feel like the bounce is not as much
No.
as the last generation.
I think you are right, though, that is going to break in because this shoe
Yeah.
feels like it sucks significantly less than yesterday.
Yeah, and the Rebel broke in a ton for me.
I do like the wider base. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I feel like that is working a little bit better for me than the last version. Which I know a lot of people like the last one.
Yeah, I think the first one had more
Yes.
die-hard fans.
Everybody's like, is the Neo Vista the new
Actually,
Trainer one? I'm like, yeah, sure.
what shoe size? You said you're 10?
10, yeah.
Yeah. They also gave me an 11 because they didn't have a 10.5. I feel like sometimes in the bigger shoes, I can't compress the foam as much.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm feeling the same thing where I'm getting very little. I had no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Oh, that's just a little overlook.
That would have been an awkward again. Yeah, the both resiliency and compliance, this foam is not what I would expect for this.
What's been your favorite of the completed trainers this year?
That's a good question. The Neo Vista was good. I just feel like the foam, like,
You're more of a heel striker like me, right?
Yes,
And
yeah.
you like that one? That's crazy. I have to give it another try.
maybe I wanted to like it too much. No, I feel like it was halfway decent.
Yeah. Were
It's
you?
also Mizuno, but come on.
Yeah, and you were doing the stroller miles with it?
Yes.
That might be nice, dude, because for me, I felt at my relaxed pace,
Yeah.
it wasn't working that great, but I think if I had the stroller, a little bit more resistance, make the
That's
foam
an
pop more.
interesting take.
Yeah, I realized I like shoes that are a little bit firmer. Not that that's a firm shoe,
Yeah.
but just that have a little bit more oomph when I'm
Yeah.
with the stroller.
Yeah.
Like I would not want to run a stroller run with the 1080.
No.
Yeah, I did it one time and I was like, this is not great.
This is gonna be flat.
Yeah, the trail we did the other day wasn't flooded. I'm happy to take a turn, get some burn if you want. This is where the big ballers live. Oh my goodness.
No kidding.
Downhill. She'll take the downhill.
Of course she does.
You do the up.
Yeah, tell me after what happened to the run the other day.
When? Oh.
On the Saturday, we're doing a long run and I got this getting tired. I'm like, give me the stroller. I took it for like a mile.
She's wearing like the Endorphin Pro 3. I'm wearing the new Hurricane.
Oh my goodness. That's
Pushing the pace. I'm
that's
dying.
That's not fair. That's like running with ankle weights on.
Yeah, thanks, Regina.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
Crap.
Not if you want to go through the streets for that.
That is crazy. We could just go down along the roads through the neighborhoods.
I'm not concerned about the hill. I'm more concerned about this coming downhill.
Yeah.
All right, we got a nice half-mile warm-up.
At mile, right?
How you feeling soreness-wise after the mile yesterday?
Not bad. I felt at night my hammy was maybe a little bit tight.
Yep.
But
I had the same thing.
other than that, pretty good. I mean, I had essentially a 10-mile warm-up, so I was pretty.
You won, right?
I won speed-wise, but I only ate 3 donuts, so it was all based on, you got a head start based on how many donuts you ate.
Okay.
So I didn't cross
Oh, you
first.
didn't catch up to the first.
Yeah.
No.
I'm still very happy with our strategy. Every other person, except I think the two of us and Melissa, were like, I don't feel good.
Yeah. Man, on the downhill, these feel nice.
I almost feel like with this shoe, I'm probably not, but it feels like I'm landing a little farther forwards.
Yeah.
Which is really firm. And then as soon as I get back on the heel a little bit.
Do you know what
then
the
I get a
drop
little
is?
bit more. I don't remember. What would you guess?
6?
I was gonna say exactly.
Yeah.
Like a 6 millimeter drop. Ish.
The Pacer V2 was an 8, and I thought it was a 4, just because the.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That shoe definitely feels very low drop.
Yeah. What's your favorite racer?
The Edge Paris by.
Oh yeah, and you said you already burned it through
Yeah.
30 miles.
It's at 100 miles.
100 miles.
Yeah, but it's still actually going fine.
Did you do a 100-mile review yet?
I believe I did. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta check it out.
The sky yesterday was kind of reminded by all the Edge better.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, the sky just feels stiffer and didn't transition.
You ran a 242 PR, right?
Yeah, at the yeah.
Beast. What was your training like for that?
I did a lot of race pace practice, so I would do like 18 miles at like 6:11 average pace.
Yeah.
So holding that pace.
18 miles?
Yeah,
18,
you did some
20
longer
miles.
stuff at race.
Yeah.
At like race simulation.
Practicing fluids.
Yeah.
I would actually train with like the Racer Skechers.
Yeah.
They're a little heavier, but I would train with like a little heavier like trainers.
Yeah.
And then for race day, I would do something like, you know, lighter shoes for race day.
Yeah. So long race pace tempos.
Yeah.
Dude, she did all that stuff, by the way, in the Razor, like one of the original Razors from Skechers, and then did the marathon in one of the original speeds.
I don't know how you did that.
Like the super minimal back in the day, that's what we had.
Yeah.
I did it with those shoes. But it was fun training for it though.
And during the week, what were your main runs? Mostly relaxed runs, or did you do like one faster than race pace workout?
Dude, you trained pretty hard because I paced her through everything. It was like
Yeah, I was doing like a lot of tempos.
tempo,
Like tempos
one speed
like,
workout, one tempo, and one longer.
Tempos like
like
a 6,
threshold.
7 miles, like a 5, right? Like 540, 550 around
Yeah,
there.
I think you guys were overtraining when you did that. That's me.
Yeah. And then one
We're
speed
going
work.
left?
One speed work a week on the track.
Okay.
Just going faster.
Yeah. So like 5K pace?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5:20?
And yeah, and I was doing gym work too.
Beast.
Can't wait to get back into that.
Yeah. Do you have another goal coming up?
I have a taking coming up.
Oh, nice.
And then I kind of want to do halves. Stick to halves.
What's your half PR?
My half PR is a 114, 56
Okay, cool.
or something like that.
That's awesome. I'm trying to get under 115 next year.
Yeah, you could do it. Especially if you were able to go under 5 for a dough with donuts.
The donut race predictor.
Yeah, I love half marathon training. I love just doing like half marathon pace tempos.
Right?
Like,
They're fun.
Yeah, 5 miles, 6 miles. Painful but fun. But then it's also like after you feel so good, like dude, I just ran 6 miles at half marathon pace.
I know, right? It's weird because marathon training is like, you kind of have to train like a half marathoner too.
Yeah,
You still have to get that speed up.
that's been my biggest weakness because I don't know if it's even a weakness, but just the reality, because I don't have a high base. I'm a newer runner. I've focused on volume and I've just discarded speed.
Yeah, speed is so important.
Yeah.
I did those steady runs, steady longer runs. I did my first workout in the wire last week.
Yeah.
We did 6 miles at 6:45 average.
That's
That's my
beast.
first workout, before
Yeah.
getting pregnant. It felt good to go back, hitting those paces again.
What's your long run like these days?
Well, we just did a 12-mile run at like 7:40 average.
Yeah, it's been far more conservative distance-wise than it was in the past.
Yeah.
Like we used to do probably more on average, like 13 to 15, and recently it's been 10 to 12. I think combination of how it's going on, and then just slowly easing back into it.
That must allow for some more quality speed for you.
Yeah, I mean, well, thanks to Regina it does. He's like, I don't want to run slow, I want to push the pace. I'm wearing Hurricanes and pushing a stroller away.
Yeah, our goal is to keep it at that distance, but just make it faster.
Yeah.
And then once we settle with that pace,
Yeah.
up the mileage.
Are you going to tell him your ultimate, the reason why you want to try to get faster?
I would like to make the B stand over the Bowerman's track up.
That's awesome. Gotta say, the shoes are feeling a lot better now.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they take some breaking.
But
No, mine started feeling really bouncy about 5 minutes ago. Yeah, but I had them on all day yesterday, like a clown, wearing plated shoe around town. But
can I take another shot? This is why you can't do that single run review.
all right, so you said race shoe, Edge Paris,
Yeah.
plated Neo Vista. What about Max? Maybe. Okay, I
The
should.
Superblast, even though it's not plated, definitely takes a large step ahead of
Yeah. The new one?
the Yeah.
Cool. So that's your long distance cruiser with
Yes.
some fat. Yeah. Okay.
If I know ahead of time, that's gonna be, we're gonna be picking up the pace.
Yeah.
Which would have been nice to know previously. Yes. That's what I would have gone with.
And if someone has, so I know you said the Superblast was the most durable shoe for you. If someone
Yeah.
has the Superblast 1,
Yeah.
would you say the 2 is a big enough difference for them to pick it up? If they still have,
No.
no, yeah.
I would wait until your Superblast 1 like runs out and then
Yeah.
then go.
Unless
I
you're
don't
just,
think it's different enough to warrant like I should upgrade immediately.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, a little shinier looking, but you can wait till you run out of Superblast 1s. Also, like, there's not enough, like, the Superblast 1 really hasn't been available. There's not a lot of availability.
Dude, no, I had to get, even in March, I had to get a size up, half size up.
Yeah.
Because mine wasn't, I think Asics does it to build the hype.
I really wish companies would stop doing that. It is really stupid.
Yeah, like Saucony with the Endorphin Elite 2 just did it. Did they send you guys that one?
Nope. We, despite being so close with Corey and Andrea, the two like head like developers,
Yeah.
we been slowing down. Honestly, New Balance picked us.
Well, New Balance is killing it right now.
Yeah.
Saucony is whatever the opposite
Saucony and
of
New Balance
killing
is
it.
actually sending us stuff for once. Where are you guys?
Also, dude, New Balance is just on point. They'll email me. They emailed me like 3 months ago. They're like, hey, we have the Balos, the More V5, and
Yeah.
the Pacer coming out. Send me your testers' names and addresses.
Yeah.
And we'll ship it out when we're ready.
Definitely, they've been on top of it.
Yeah. But dude, I have a theory that like it all works together, right?
Yeah.
Like how good your marketing team is, how you
Yeah.
treat people. Like when I showed up at the running event last year,
Yeah.
I was a complete nobody. I mean, I still am a nobody, but
That's not true.
within running, I have more recognition now. But like New Balance, super kind, answered all my questions, went on camera. There were some other brands who were like, didn't even want to talk to me. I had one brand, they took a shoe out of my hand and were like, you're
Wow.
not on our list.
What?
And didn't even ask me like who I
Damn.
was or like could I get on the list. Yeah, and then she just walked away. So I feel like all that, it says a lot about your company culture.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Yeah.
It did not used to be like that, but I can understand that happening now.
Yeah. I also think, like we said last night, Saucony is just not prioritizing the core performance run market.
Right, yeah.
As a company, they want to be more lifestyle.
Thank you, Wolverine.
Yeah. Yeah, the only Saucony shoe that I've liked this year has really been Endorphin Pro. And it's a really weird shoe.
It is a very weird shoe. I wish the durability was a little better.
Yeah. But as I said, like a lot of people who watch my channel are bigger runners or former athletes, and that shoe is great for that
I had
market.
somebody else like that and appreciate it besides me. I was like, oh, this is the best, like, or not best, but much better option for your mid-packer.
Yeah.
Somebody who doesn't need the most aggressive plate
Yeah.
because the geometry is not going to work of the entire shoe, but still wants something a little faster, like. And Saucony actually really developed that shoe with that in mind.
Yeah, for sure. And even for me, running, I don't know, I might hype, but running 6:30 pace,
Yes.
I would take that over the Speed 4.
Oh, easily.
The Speed
yes.
4 just feels so mushy when I try to run fast.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we have to go run up a mountain after this.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, not a through street, okay. All right, we can try.
I don't know, you want to, these are still feel like very firm to me.
Yeah, the trick is to wear them for 10 hours casually. That's how you break them in.
Uh-oh, sorry, George.
Oh man, those things are just
So many of those in LA. God.
clown behavior.
Yes.
Also, I see them in my neighborhood sometimes.
Really?
Like, why? You live in the suburbs of Charlotte. Who are you trying to impress with your Cybertruck? Yeah, I'm getting a lot more bounce now. It's crazy. With the Rebel V4, I felt similar. Like it just completely changed character. I felt like this with the Boston 12 as well. Around 30 miles. Just completely changed for me. You're like, I'm not sold.
I am not sold.
You're like, this thing is a brick.
This is
Oh man. Oh, they have 2 Teslas. I'm trying to get the vibe of this neighborhood. Is it mostly residential, like primary residences? Maybe,
Good question.
maybe some second homes.
I think that similar thing, like a couple rare second homes, like mostly like probably old people that are retired.
Yeah.
That now live here.
Yeah. Behind every great woman, there's a great man.
Thank you.
What about recovery max cush? Your maximum cush 2024 pick.
Shit. Not to talk crap, I feel like I did not like the Skyward X.
Okay. No Skyward X.
Actually, maybe that's my more recovery shoes than Neo Vista.
Yeah.
It worked really well for faster stuff the first like 40, 50 miles, and then it didn't.
Oh, okay. Lost the bounce quickly.
Yeah, so it then became max cushion recovery kind of thing.
What about more V5 or 1080? Do you like any of those new ones?
So 1080 I can appreciate, but
Yeah.
it's soft. It's too soft for me.
Yeah.
I didn't get the more actually.
Okay.
David did.
Yeah, we've been loving that. My wife got it too, Charlie. She loves it just for walking and
Oh, awesome.
around town. You want me to take a turn?
It's like weightlifting.
Yeah. Wow, this thing is so smooth.
Yes.
Oh my god. Also the handles compared to the Bob.
Yes.
These are like the bike, you know, those crazy bike handles.
Much better.
Yeah, dude, I feel like I could rip some 620 pace with
Yes.
this. With the
That's how I ran that sub 17.
Yeah, with the Bob, I don't think I could
No. Yeah.
do that. Yeah, this is by far better than the Bob.
Your issues did on the stroller reviews too.
Yeah.
People ask me all the time. How's the stability on those so far?
Oh, on these?
Yeah.
They're actually okay. A lot better than the last one, where I feel like I couldn't run that far because it's so mushy. So
Yeah.
the firmness is actually doing pretty good.
Yeah, it has its purpose.
Yeah. I was initially pretty wary of a lot of the shoes with the huge central cutouts.
Yeah.
I was always worried that like the plate's gonna break
The
down.
Rod
like-
Catcher 5000.
Yeah, exactly. That plus like plates will start to flex more, and I'm always concerned how they're gonna flex. And are they gonna start flexing in places that you don't have a joint? And that's gonna be good issues. But so far, a lot of them have done fairly well.
Yeah, and it seems like all the plated shoes have it now.
Yeah.
Shoot, I think it's so brands can show, hey, we have a carbon
our
plate.
plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, how fast did you run with the bike? That's
Like 526.
Man, 526.
I did not know that was gonna happen.
That is crazy. What's your marathon PR?
232.
Beast. Beast.
training with me.
Yeah, doing it.
Yeah. So just long tempos was
Yeah, I
the
think
key.
that was it. Like,
Yeah.
I had this like background of speed, because I wasn't too far out of college, and then I was still running quick at that point.
You're just practicing those steady runs.
Yeah, I was just doing steady runs at 6:10 to 6:30, pacing Regina.
Yeah. Try to run for as long as you can at race pace, or slightly slower. And then all the speed work is so that you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely lost a lot of that in the last couple of years.
And how was your mileage? I remember that. Was it like 90, 80?
Yeah, it was like 90,
Okay.
80 to, it was definitely 80 to 100 miles a week for sure.
Yeah.
We made sure to bring nutrition with us for sure.
Yeah.
I think we were taking Martine at that time.
No, I don't think so. Maybe you were.
Well, I was getting it for free.
The German stuff?
Yeah. I was like, this is so expensive, and now I'm just having an expensive diarrhea.
I actually like it. That's the one that I like.
Regina did well with it. Me, not so much. But honestly, my favorite is a company called Formula 369.
Okay.
It's cheap. There's nothing except carbs and electrolytes.
Okay.
And it's been really good. Actually, have some if you want to try some.
Yeah, is it gel or liquid?
It's powder.
Okay, cool.
So just put it in water.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some refuel after this.
But yeah, Scratch has been a solid go-to just because straightforward stuff. I don't do well if things get complicated. Scratch actually has a good, is it Scratch or Tailwind? It has a really good vegan protein. I forget which one.
A Tailwind has a great recovery mix.
Yes.
That was my savior for a long time in terms of working full time and not always having time to have a full meal.
Yeah.
After. Yeah, my thought on it is if like let people do what they want, but over the long haul, you'll see the people who love it and who are committed and who put in the work.
Yeah.
They'll be the ones who are here 5 years from now.
Right. I think that's where I've finally gotten to the point where I'm a little more aggressive with like, yeah, I actually wouldn't get the new model. Like, I like the Endorphin Pro 3 a lot more than the Endorphin Pro 4.
Yeah,
not the Endorphin Pro 3 for Regina. She's like, oh, great.
It's faster for sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Andrea. Did you hear that?
Yeah, my take on Pro 3, Pro 4. Pro 3 is faster, but Pro 4 is more comfortable.
That's fair.
And for a marathon, I think most people, me personally, I think I want more comfortable.
Right, that's fair.
For the marathon.
Regina, so Andrea on the Dr. Running team, we had the exact opposite experience with the new version of that shoe, where I didn't really like it and didn't find it as fast. She's like, this is the fastest thing ever.
Is she a marathoner?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Okay, so that might be the difference.
Yeah.
If you're running shorter and she's running longer,
Right.
she could like the.
She also thinks the Alpha Fly is more of a 5K, 10K shoe. So different opinions.
Yeah. Dude, I kind of agree with her. Just, it was actually
the original.
Oh, no, I never tried that one.
The new one, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. I mean, I ran one of my best 22 milers in the Alpha Fly 3. It was 2 weeks after my marathon PR. So I had like perfect fitness still and I recovered really well. So I just went out and did a long progression. I ended up averaging like a 6:30 something.
Nice. She just kept going. Dude, she's the lucky one who went to the 2020 trials and got a pair for free.
Oh man.
I'm sitting there with her being like, can I have one? I paced her. I did all her workouts too. Juan, what are your thoughts on the Thule Urban Glide 3 so far?
Camera died, but I absolutely love this thing. It's so much smoother than the Bob. It's something with the suspension, I think. It almost feels like there's air springs. And we've gone over some pretty good bumps and it just glides along. That's what it's called, right? The Urban?
Yeah, yep.
And the other thing that I didn't even know this would be something I would care about, but the handles.
Yes.
And having these curved handles, it's like the bike racing handles where you hunch over.
Yep.
It makes a huge difference because when you're running, if you think about it, you're not running with your fist in a straight line.
Right.
So this allows you to be a little bit more natural in your regular running form. And so when we had the single stroller, we did have the adjustable handles, but the one we have now does not.
Yeah.
And at my height, I have to
Right,
a
yeah.
little bit. So being able to raise and lower the height is super nice.
All right, initial thoughts too on SC Trainer version 3.
Not a brick. Not a brick. It reminds me of a higher stack Rebel with the carbon plate. And I was telling you a few minutes ago, the Rebel isn't great because of the foam. It's a pretty average foam. Oh, go down here? Yeah. So I don't think this is going to be a mind-blowing ride for anybody, but the protection is really solid. And I don't think it's going to bottom out for anybody, which was a key issue of the V2. It just, like you said, it just felt not that robust.
Yeah.
Like you could
Very
just,
soft, yeah.
Like you just tear right through it. Just feels like it's going to be a little bit more durable, and I'm excited to do a 20-something miler with it because I think that's what it's going to be really good for, going long, feeling protected.
But not mushy.
Yeah, not mushy, and I mean, my legs feel great, and that's what these shoes are for, right?
Yeah.
Taking the burden off. What are your thoughts on it?
I think they're really firm. I think they have not broken in the now, what is this? I'm at least over 10. It's been a little bit of walking, 4 miles yesterday. We're gonna be like probably 8 today. Still feel very firm for being a max stack height and for being an SC trainer.
For being a New Balance is not what you'd expect.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot softer from the recent stuff.
But my theory is that because they came out with the Balos, that gave them an excuse to firm this up.
That's fair.
So then the Balos is now their super soft one.
Or I'm wondering, because it broke in for you,
Yeah.
which you said. For me, I'm wondering if it's just because I might be compressing the foam fast and just hitting the plate right away.
Yeah.
If that's where my perception of the plate is influencing that,
But even though it's broken in, I would not call it soft.
got it.
Not call it soft.
I'm not getting any bounce either.
Man.
Ioana's getting the bounce, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm getting more bounce now that we have, I don't know, call it 20 miles.
Yeah.
Based on all the walking I did.
We might be able to finish our reviews by the end of this. I'm gonna hand this back.
Go ahead. Step forward.
What watch are you wearing? Is that the Pace 3?
Yes, it is.
What are your thoughts on it?
My Pace 2 was getting on its last legs. I've had it for a couple years. I was like, all right, it's time to upgrade. I bought this personally.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just got not a great one, but I feel like the GPS has a hesitancy of like kind of going crazy.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I just need to upgrade, like do a version update or something, like the data update or something, but it's kind of gone haywire a few times, which my Pace 2 didn't, but I don't know if I just need to do an update or something. The Coros is great because the battery life lasts forever.
Do you wear it overnight to get the data?
I do, only because mostly because I'm just used to wearing a watch all the time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice, except, I mean, recently with life being crazy, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to know that I got less than 6.5 hours sleep.
Yeah,
I already can feel it.
That's the thing, it can get into our heads sometimes.
Yeah.
Eh? That's why I always say about the data, it's good to have it, but
Yeah.
it's not good to obsess over it.
Right. So I still like it. Just trying to learn to let go of some of the data and go again, like getting better at
Yeah.
what do I feel internally? How do I, you know? Same thing with pace. Like yesterday, I felt terrible and was exhausted, and yet as soon as we kind of got into race mode, I'm like, oh, I'm cranking out low fives. Great, didn't expect that.
Yeah. The other thing is, I wish they had a stroller running mode, because if you try to look at your fitness metrics,
Yes,
it'll
no,
just
they had,
gets completely jacked up. It'll say
Right.
you can run like a 3:45 marathon.
Yeah.
Just because you're doing most of your miles with the stroller.
I always loved like, oh, you had 90% efficiency. It's like,
Yeah.
screw you, I just ran uphill with a stroller.
Yeah, every run is poor.
Because where we live in Monrovia, it's fairly hilly. So a normal 8-mile run, we can definitely pick up 1,000 feet of elevation gain. And then pushing a stroller with that is like, ugh. And so the watch like, you could run faster. I'm like,
Oh, man.
no.
How often do you hit the track?
Right now, really never, because we don't have an access to one in Monrovia.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gina's saying probably once a week. But it's gonna be like really short, fast speed work, lots of rest, just trying to get that basic force production in back. Nothing crazy, like no the crazy like mile repeats on a track. I don't think that's a great idea. Regina used to like those, but I think those are a lot better to do on the road.
What are your thoughts on when the track is better or necessary versus the roads? Because I personally prefer to just stick to the roads.
Regina, what do you think? You're the pro athlete.
What track? You could get faster paces, and it actually makes you faster in the road.
Okay.
I think it's more mental.
Yeah.
honestly.
So Regina, the reason I asked Regina first is because she loves the track. Like, because I think you can really see how fast you're going. I like the road a lot because it's different, right? I can't zone in a pace so much.
Yeah.
And it keeps me from overly focusing on the pace. But I will say the track is great for speed work and really getting down to some quicker paces. But the more I've done this, I was kind of mentioning about the like continued turning all the time.
Yeah.
I don't think longer workouts are good on a track. Like, try to avoid that if you can. You know, Bernard Lagat used to avoid doing anything on the track until like a couple weeks beforehand.
Yeah, you get faster.
Just to sharpen. Just to sharpen.
Just to like, oh, this is what it's like to be on a track again. This is what it's like to put on track spikes.
Yeah.
But all of his other stuff was on golf courses, on the road.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's really cool.
I feel you there, you know, on the mental, because yesterday I went out for my morning run. I was trying to hit some 400s at 5:30 pace. I just could not do it on the roads, and then I go and put a 450 something mile on the track.
But I will say, even not being on the track, you'll still get faster. You just don't see the exact number as well.
Yeah.
And which can sometimes be good, so you don't get in your head.
Yeah.
Fartleks are great, and just focusing on effort. Let's go right, because you can be exhausted, and then if you're on the track, you know exactly how fast you're going, and you're like, oh, like I'm getting slow. Instead of being like Fartleks, like, great, you know, I got a good effort in.
Yeah, I'm always surprised when I get back on the track or a greenway that's flat, how fast I can rip. And then another variable is hills.
Yes.
In the neighborhood. My neighborhood is so hilly.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about, I like this workout 5 miles with 5 by 1 miles with 2 minutes rest.
Yeah.
And I usually run in the 550s, but every one of those miles has a different set of hills and different set of twists and turns.
I would argue that's a lot better for you than running on a track.
Yeah.
Doing that same thing all the time.
I'm forced me to do that.
And I won't even do it a mile. I'll be like, we're doing like 4 by 5 minutes with like 2-3 minutes for rest or something.
But you know what? Those hills actually, like doing hills actually get you faster.
It really does.
Remember when I first started like hill training and I did like 5 mile tempo? I started like at 6:30, 6:40.
Yeah.
And then when I was consistent with my training and I was doing that hill training, I was going like 5:40, 5:50 out those hills.
Yeah.
It feels so crazy, but so good. Like for my 119.5 last year, and I was telling you I like doing those 6 mile tempos.
Yeah.
When I could do the last mile, which had 80 feet of elevation gain, under 6 minutes, that's how I knew.
Yeah. That's why it's good. It's better to have hills and not need them than train on flat and then get pushed into a hilly course.
I forget whose book I read this in. It might have been Hanson's, but they said they coached a team and they would just send them up to, I think it was in LA somewhere. They sent them up to a garage, parking garage, and have just run up the flights of stairs.
That's funny.
Must have not been LA because there's hills in LA, but somewhere.
Yeah, LA is overall fairly hilly.
But then the downside is on those recovery days, you still got to mash some hills.
Yeah, just don't worry about your Strava.
Yeah.
And I'm doing like jogging in.
Yeah, I run relaxed pace on recovery days.
Regina did not used to, and she hated that I was forced her to do
used
that.
to.
And then you would get better.
You know why? Because I had a coach who forced me like to run certain paces in college.
Even on recovery day?
Yeah. He's like, you have to be hitting 6:30s for your easy run.
What?
And he used to run with us. He used to run with like all the top road runners, and I was one of them.
Yeah.
And if you weren't hitting the paces, he'll be pulling you.
Oh my gosh.
And then he expected us to run like mile repeats at 5:20. It was like insane.
Holy cow.
Would like to point out that he was constantly injured, and we saw him in a 5K, and he like out sprinted the first mile and then dropped out.
I think that's that old school American mentality that some people have. And over the past few years, I think it's shifted to be a little bit better. But then there's the other school thought of zone 2 all the time, which I think is good for building general fitness.
Yeah.
But then you got to add in the speed here and there.
That's been another like Instagram thing. Zone 2, zone 2. It's like there's multiple zones for a reason. Like use it.
Yeah. But it does help for building mileage without getting injured.
Yes, it does.
But for me, I started off because I was more into lifting and sports. I started off running all my runs in, I don't know, zone 4. I would just run 3 miles at a 6:40 pace and just be done. And you definitely get more mental benefits from a zone 3 or zone 4 run. Just feel so good after.
Yes, but we should not be doing that every day.
No.
That's the hard part of it.
Well, that's what the Skyward X is for, you know?
God,
No, I'm just
no,
kidding.
it's not. I will admit, I did a workout in it, and it wasn't terrible, but would not be my first choice for picking the pace up.
Yeah, it's funny you don't like that shoe. That's been my favorite shoe this year, probably.
I was just expecting it to be a lot lighter.
Yeah, it is. It's a tank. I also wonder if it's because I'm a little bigger than you, so I get the benefit of the extra bulk.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, get some less of a slammer now, more of a scraper.
Scraper. That house is nice. There's a lot of nice houses.
Well, I think it's 7:30 right now, so we should be
7:30.
fine.
We have to
We'll
drive
turn
there.
around, yeah.
We're gonna get 9 or 10.
Yeah, we'll get somewhere in that range.
We're gonna get 9.
What are we at?
We're at 8.52.
We've joked about doing a doctor wedding after dark.
Yeah.
Crap about you.
What's
this? What? I don't even know about this. I'm sure it doesn't go that far though.
Sometimes I like getting these runs in more than the pre-made paths because it's
Oh,
fun
yeah.
just exploring.
Yes. What's running was all about.
Yeah.
And the weather is nice too right now.
Yeah, this is perfect running weather.
Yeah.
This is a half marathon PR weather right here.
Yep.
50 something.
Now I'm sure these houses are like 5 million. It's nice too.
Yeah, these are wild.
Virginia, you have to look it up later on Thule.
I know, right?
Can you imagine just waking up, bringing your coffee?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Sitting right here.
That's why you put in the work for 40 years. You can come retire here.
Yeah.
There.
Okay, so let's round out the list. Neo
Yeah.
Vista for soft recovery, some faster, kind of
Yeah.
do it all.
At least for a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Edge for race,
Yes.
and then
It's Paris specifically.
yeah, okay, Edge Parish for race. What about Workhorse? Like Workhorse daily, more traditional, that $140 category.
That's a good question. Superblast for that max stack, like longer
Yeah.
effort. Ooh, what trainer? Honestly, probably the guide.
Softening
Honestly.
guide, wow.
Just like that. Hey, I can go get miles. I'm not worried about anything fast.
Yeah.
Just like
Okay,
bread
cool.
and butter.
Gotta try that. I have it sitting in a box
Yeah.
at home still.
It's not impressive when you first put it on. You're like, what? And then
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, this shoe's consistent.
Does it remind you at all of the Shift 3? Because I know it has the power on foam.
The shift geometry is just different.
Oh, okay, so not as aggressive
It's
in
not
the
as
guide.
aggressive.
Yeah,
It's much more rockered actually, so it rolls
yeah.
pretty nicely. But yeah, not that shift. The shift was like this is a great long range shoe, but I can also do like a fast fartlek in it. And
Yeah, I put down some
everything.
serious pace in that one, and it
Yeah.
was great.
I did get rid of it. I feel like it's the new age Brooks launch, where
Yeah,
people got really upset that they were going to discontinue it, and then they brought it back, and then the same thing.
That shoe is a great example of Saucony's corporate strategy right
Yes,
now.
yeah.
Because that was a shoe that had a very niche market who loved it. And Saucony said, no, we're gonna kill this and try to become Hoka to get the broad market appeal. I do think it's coming out from above, from Wolverine.
All right, we got, boom, 10 miles with the stroller. Shout out to the Thule Urban Glide. Oh, and shout out to Matt putting in the work. We're like doctors of lifting, am I right?
I mean, it needs to be Dr. Lifting. I carried this to multiple airports.
That is crazy. Yeah, nice 8:57 pace, 90 minutes. 90-minute run is a 90-minute relaxed pace run.
Solid.
Yeah, that's my favorite run of the week right there.
Now we're gonna go crush our legs on some hills. Who knows what we have?
Yeah, Madonna Mountain. Any last words of wisdom for the hobby joggers?
Make sure you lift once or twice a week heavy.
Oh man, you're exposing me because I don't do that.
Hey, you just have to work on that.
Yeah. Okay. Lift twice a week.
Nothing
heavy.
crazy. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It should be short, in and out, done. Just do like 2 or 3 things, hard and finish. It shouldn't be your main thing.
Okay, cool. And what do you tell yourself when you're struggling in a tough workout?
Honestly, I usually don't tell myself anything. Just, I don't want to say the Nike phrase, just do it, but like just keep going. Just be consistent. Doesn't matter forget the pace. Just if you can put the effort in and just finish, that's the best part.
Awesome. Consistency, effort, and lifting.
Consistency is key.
Yeah.
That's it.
Consistency, effort. Well, thanks, man.
Putting other things in it, like nuts and like fruit, and like just having a really good mix of things.
So mostly whole foods.
Try to avoid processed things. Not that I won't eat it, but it's just like, I think the older I've gotten, the more I'm starting to move away from really heavily processed foods, because it just doesn't make me feel good. Like, I have nothing against them, I just don't like it. Like the electrolyte yesterday, where I was like, I really want this because I can feel myself needing some electrolytes, but I know the fake sugars are going to screw with my brain, so look, I don't have to think.
Yeah, I also think as you get older, it becomes more important to focus on the whole foods and cleaning up.
And then the current evidence, I also have a family history of cholesterol, but high cholesterol, but apparently the current evidence is that the cholesterol in eggs does not influence your blood cholesterol levels.
Oh, wow.
It's really interesting. So I was like, all right, fine. But Regina was the one who introduced meat back into my diet, because I really wasn't eating that much. Not that I didn't like, it's not that I don't want to, it's just a lot of times like I'm very sensitive to texture, so like if I get that piece of gristle or something, I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, Regina makes fun of me.
Just pure white chicken.
And she knows that if she makes chicken, she has to like cut it up into pieces for me, or I won't touch it.
It's funny because I was the same way.
See, Regina, I'm not the only one.
Even before I went vegan. That's why it wasn't hard for me to go vegan. I would only eat like, oh my gosh, it's open. I would only eat white chicken breast or like burgers.
Regina will she grew up. You'll eat anything. Like she'll eat like chicken from the bone. Like
with the cartilage and everything.
I can't do that. I can't.
No, like dude, when I went to Peru when I was in high school for this trip, they served me guinea pig, and and I was like, this is not.
I'm not eating.
That's why it's so easy for me to be vegan. I'm like, tofu, which is this clean little simple blocks.
Regina introduced me to tofu. Regina, you do a great job making tofu, and I had really not had much of it before.